Word. Galatians chapter 1, and we're breaking in again where we were last Thursday evening, verse 6. Galatians 1 to verse 6, and we'll read down to verse 12. And we're finishing off this section tonight. So verse 6 says, I marvel that ye are so soon removed from him that called you into the grace of Christ unto another gospel, which is not another, but there be some that trouble you, and would pervert the gospel of Christ. But though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. As we said before, so say I now again. If any man preach any other gospel unto you than that ye have received, let him be accursed. For do I now persuade men or God? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet pleased men, I should not be the servant of Christ. But I certify you, brethren, that the gospel which was preached of me is not after man. For I neither received it of man, neither was I taught it, but by the revelation of Jesus Christ. Amen. We'll finish there at verse 12, and we know that God will bless his word to our hearts. Now we moved into this section of Paul's letter to the Galatian churches last Thursday evening, and we noted how very quickly, after the introductory comments in the first 5 verses, Paul very quickly began to outline the issues, the problems that were evident and that were growing within these churches. And those problems hinged around their turning away from the fullness of the work of Christ, their recognition that their salvation was through Christ alone. Last week we looked at verse 6 and 7. We saw his wonder or his marvel. We see in verse 6, he says, I marvel that you're so soon removed from him that called you into the grace of Christ unto another gospel. Paul was stunned